Hello, hello, hello.
Yo, 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 what's happening?
Good day, good day. Welcome everyone to the Commonwealth AMA number five. I hope everyone's doing well. It's 2 o'clock in my world. I don't know what time it is with you guys. I hope everyone's having a good day so far. And yeah, welcome to Commonwealth's AMA on day three of our Genesis Series 2 NFT sale. Um, Genesis NFT Series 2 is our way to grow the Commonwealth community. I'm assuming nearly everybody here is part of the Commonwealth community. If you are not, do not miss the chance. It will never come around again. The ability to mint these NFTs for $99 and join the Commonwealth All Street and be part of the future of retail investment in Web3. Uh, really glad to have NFT guy here. John, always great to have you on, and looking forward to great spaces today. I hope everyone has got some questions for us, and yeah, let's tweet out. Everybody who's here has got a following. Let's tweet out to whoever you can to your community and let them know the spaces is happening. I'm hoping there's going to be some nice alpha on here, and I'm hoping that it's nice and valuable for everybody listening. NFT guy, welcome, Jonathan.
Yo, yo, what's up? Nice to be here. Nice to talk to you all guys. I don't know why there's an echo, but there is.
Yeah, I'm getting a really bad feedback as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let me work on. You guys speak, and I'll work on that.
Yeah, easy. If you just mute it. Oh no, it's good now for some reason. But yeah, nice to be here, guys. I do have some questions for you. I'll just go through after everyone says hello. But what's up? What's up?
Yo, what's up, man? Good to have you here. Connor, could you please pin the mint page at the top of the screen so anyone that joins the spaces, if they are interested, they can have easy access to the minting page. That'll be great. Yeah, NFT guy, good to have you here. Can you give us a bit of a intro about yourself, please, brother?
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm from Australia, so it's currently 10 p.m. for me right now. I know you were saying it was like 2 p.m. for you or something like that, common. But yeah, basically a little bit about me. I've been in NFTs since August 2021. Kind of focused more on like the marketing side of things rather than actually trading NFTs. But yeah, definitely traded some NFTs, had some wins, had some losses. That's kind of how it is, really.
Cool,
I'm
man.
back.
What's
I'm
your
back.
general? Timmy, yeah, can you just go on mute? Because I think we're getting a bit of a bad feedback from you. Um, yeah, could you just tell us like what's your general feeling on the NFT space at the moment? Do you think like the hype has all died down a bit?
Um,
And
I think yeah, obviously it's died down a bit from where it was in like the bull market, but I do think like NFTs have a future, obviously. And with that future, like more utility coming out of NFTs that aren't accessible, like you guys are saying, like private retail investors actually investing in things they can't get access to. So it's more of like an access pass rather than just being where the first bull market was basically just profile pictures, really. Um, if that makes sense. But you know, I definitely think that NFTs do have the space to grow still, and even with like things coming up like Ordinals and other platforms, like obviously there's the Solana bull run at the time. Um, what was that other blockchain? I can't even think about it right now. But there's been like different blockchains that have different runs at different times. So there's definitely a lot going on with NFTs and digital collectibles and things like that.
yeah, for sure. I've been a big collector myself for the last 2.5 years. I kind of threw a dart at the board, and did quite a bit of spray and praying. Obviously did a lot of research, but I invested into a lot of projects. A few of us went into Bored Ape fairly early, at like around 15 ETH, and we got into Mutants, and yeah, we got into some really good projects, but we've obviously been burnt on a lot as well. Buying the top, like bought NFT World, some of them at like 15 ETH, and they went all the way down to like 1 ETH. So yeah, it hasn't all been rosy, and I feel like, you know, I'm in quite a privileged position where I get a lot of information from people in the space. I'm in like a lot of good alpha groups, and even I've been struggling of late just because the market's been, a little bit unfair and quite hard to play. So for anyone out there that's kind of given up on hope, it's not just you. I think most of us are struggling at the
I
moment in
think
the NFT space.
meme coins do that. Hey, meme coins are very volatile. They kind of destroy the market a little bit for a little while.
Yeah, meme coins never do any good. I mean, I was looking at the last time we had a big meme coin run, and it kind of came to an end when Vitalik kind of pulled the rug on Shiba, and that's when we had like that 19th of May crash where Bitcoin went down like 9K in a straight line, and pretty much everyone got liquidated on every position they were involved in. So yeah, a meme coin run can lead to good things because it kind of brings new liquidity into the market. People that put $200 into a meme coin and spun it up to $20,000 and managed to get out, and then they kind of go and spread that across, altcoins, and it just brings new liquidity to the market. So it doesn't only bring bad, but I do agree with you that this meme coin run has sucked a lot of liquidity out of the market. But yeah, anyways, a little bit of an intro about myself. I'm one of the founders at Metaverse Capital. We run a VC fund. We kind of focus mainly on the Web3 gaming sector. We are in some DeFi projects, but mainly focused on the DeFi, on the gaming sector. And yeah, we big believers in the space. It's obviously been a difficult year for all of us, but we've been building, we've been doing deep dives into a lot of projects. There's a lot of cool stuff being built out there. And yeah, I'm one of the co-founders at Commonwealth as well. So yeah, that's a bit of an intro about myself. But yeah, great to have you on stage, NFT guy.
John, we've also got another guest who's Gemscope, and thanks for joining us, Gemscope. I know that you're not a big sort of public speaker, so just thanks a lot for being here. And yeah, I'm hoping that you can share any alpha that comes out of today with your community. So awesome that you're here. And luckily, we have NFT guy who seems like he doesn't have any trouble speaking in front of an audience. So yeah, just for everybody who's new here, thanks for joining. My name's Tim. I'm acting CEO of Commonwealth. For those of you who don't know about Commonwealth, it's basically a game changer. I'm not going to say it any other way. We've got the validation now from the community, and not just community, but also from our VC network associates who have listened to what we're doing, and they believe in the future of retail investing being a lot like what Commonwealth is trying to build. They realize the current limitations. We've all experienced them ourselves on one or each side. Whether you're early stage investing and you are the one then sort of selling on the market whenever people who are coming in later are the ones then buying up your bags. Or if you are indeed the ones buying up the bags and you're left holding the bag whilst projects which inevitably in our industry sometimes don't succeed, and then you're the one that loses your money. So the system isn't great. The access to early stage investment opportunities is really a who you know and sort of not what you know game, and that unfortunately it's not fair and it's not equitable, and it goes against everything we believe in. If you are in the decentralization movement, if you're in Web3 for a purist reason, which is that you believe in autonomy of the individual, you believe in more efficient systems, you believe in trustless systems, permissionless systems, and immutability, then the system of retail investing or investing in general is not really fit for purpose, especially when it comes to venture capital. And we have designed and built something that's going to change all of that. So it is a game changer. Our system is nearly ready for market. We're going to do a TGE, token generation event, in around 3 months' time, hopefully, for the Wealth token. The Wealth token is the governance token that will operate the platform. Commonwealth will be an application that you will download on your phone or on the website. And using that application, you'll be able to look at and invest into portfolios that are normally the preserve of the sort of VC community and angel investor elite community. You are now going to be able to access those very same deals through this application. And the whole system, from when you put your money in, make your choice, and until you actually receive the returns on those investments, everything is done on chain, permissionlessly, trustlessly, and obviously in a highly transparent fashion. There's never any custody of any of the assets that are sort of flowing through the system. It's not like we or any other team is going to take your money and manage it. It's all on chain. And there's never any investment decisions by anybody other than the people who are doing the investing. So it's a brand new system, fully automated, and I think it's gonna change the way we perceive retail investing for life. So I'm hoping that you guys are excited as we are, of course, the team behind it. We've got a rock star team. Some of you have met them. We've got Tony Kelly heading up the tech side. 14 months he's been with us, and he's been in Web 2 and Web 3 at the frontiers of technological innovation for the last 30 years. Tony was the VP at Demonware, which got bought out by Activation Blizzard, and he's brought software to market for 600, 700 million users. So he's it's not his first rodeo, Tony, and thank God we have him and the team that he's working with. And we've got a great business development team, and we're doing our best on the marketing side too, although we're just sort of getting started there. So team is great, the tech is great, and I hope you guys are bullish. And I look forward to getting grilled by NFT guy. So yeah, if we're ready. If we're ready, let's go.
Ask a few things. So if we were, say, an investor, and we're coming to onto your website, onto your platform, whatever it might be, you can answer that as well. If that's whether it's a website app or a DApp you actually go into or whatever. But say for ICOs and IPOs and things like that, is that what you're referring to when you say only VCs get access to them, or is it say for example if a clothing company is launching? And they go to how do you find these deals, and how do you know that they're going to be, say, profitable?
Yeah, good question, man. So it's typically early stage investments, like seed stage or private stage. Take an example that some of us might know well. Like recently, Arbitrum was one of the most successful launches in Web3, and it did huge multiples, very, very significant multiples. I don't know what it was, 50x, maybe even 200x from seed round. If you were a seed investor in Arbitrum and it launched on the open market, you would be able to liquidate your position when you get your tokens for an absolutely astronomical return. It's those types.
Sorry to cut you off. Is there a locking period on the tokens? Because that's kind of what you sound like it referred to. When you invest, is there a 6-month, 12-month locking period?
Every project, normally every company that's is sort of going through seed funding, private funding, and also then public sales, they will put vesting terms onto the contracts that they make with those investors. It means that all of the tokens don't hit the market at the same time, and that there's kind of a sustainable supply that goes into the ecosystem, and demand is supposed to meet supply, and the token is supposed to trade in a healthy fashion. If of course there's too much supply and not enough demand, then it's detrimental to the project. So that's why they put in vesting terms. We are actually with Commonwealth going to have one suggested vesting for all of the investments that we make, which is the most favorable terms that a project can have. It's over a 5-year period. We're going to ask for a daily linear vesting. So every day we'll be issued the tokens back from these investments, and every day we will liquidate them. So it takes care of the whole sort of dilemma of whether to hold, whether or not to hold. It's very favorable for the project, and for the model of Commonwealth, it's extremely favorable as well. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely is good, having them daily. But with that being said, and you said it was all on chain before, correct? So if it's say on ETH chain, are you paying gas fees for every daily vesting thing you're sending out?
You've got good questions, you know your stuff. No, the we did build on ETH chain. We started this process 14 months ago. We were hoping that the roadmap for Ethereum would sort of make it more efficient to operate on Ethereum as a layer one. This hasn't been the case. If anything, it's recently been proven to be going the wrong direction. So we are exploring moving to a roll up, probably Arbitrum, but it's not final yet. We're actually consulting with the community on that right now.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. I mean, yeah, you could definitely do like layer two and things like that. There's obviously no gas fees or have a claim period or something like that for each of your assets. But no, so going back to say when you reference Arbitrum or like the pre-sale for that, how do you get access to say some of these private investors or like the things that are only VC offered? And they're like obviously through your alpha groups and things like that. But again, like, yeah, how do you know that they're going to be profitable? Or obviously you can't guarantee profit for every single one of them, but like, is there like a track record that you guys have to back this or anything like that?
Yeah, can I get this one, Timmy?
Shoot.
Yeah, cool. So Metavest and Master Ventures are co-founders of this project. In the beginning, we will be helping out with deal flow. I mean, we invested into 55 projects over the last 2 years. I think Master Ventures have invested in 200 plus projects over the last 6 or 7 years. So we don't have a problem getting access to deal flow, but that's not how the project's going to work. We're going to appoint a council. We're not going to appoint the whole council because that will be voted in by the DAO. But we will appoint the first 5 or 6 council members to come on board, and they will be responsible for bringing deal flow. So they might not necessarily be Web3 focused entrepreneurs. They might be involved in Silicon Valley. They might be involved in all different walks of life. These guys get offered deal flow on a day-to-day basis. If they are going to invest themselves or through their firm that they are involved with, they will bring this deal flow to Commonwealth. Then a full due diligence will be done on the project. And if we like the project, then and it passes all of the check boxes, then we'll invest in the project. And yeah, that's how we're going to get all the deal flow.
Yes, sweet. And with each of those deals, they're like you might have a certain amount of tokens you can sell or whatever, and then it's first come, first serve for holders, obviously.
No, so how it's going to work is we're going to have different funds. So we might do, for example, a Web3 gaming fund, and we might raise $1.6 million, and we invest $200,000 into 8 different Web3 gaming projects. So $200,000 will go to 8 different projects, and then if you invest $100 into the $1.6 million fund, you will own $100 into the 1.6 million. If you invest $800,000 into that fund, you will own 50% of the fund. So it's not going to be like, you've kind of got to pick and choose which project you want to go into, and you're scratching your head at night going, oh, well, I don't know anything about this game Shrapnel. It sounds cool, but I might be making the wrong choice here. That'll all be done for you, and you will just go and invest into that fund. You will have access to all of the due diligence. It will be 100% transparent. It's not going to be hidden information. So if you do want to spend some time looking at the DD, then you're more than welcome to. But if you just a hairdresser and you don't want to go and look at any of this due diligence, and you just kind of trust the process, then you can just put in your $100 either with your credit card or with a stable coin and buy into the fund for $50, $100, $500, $10,000. Yeah, it's kind of open to whatever you feel like putting in.
Yeah, sweet. So you're saying you can't like opt in and out of each of those investments? It's just automatically done for you?
I can get this one, John, if you want.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so you basically know that a fund, it's like a fund in the sense of like you like the thematic and maybe there's one or two deals in the fund already that you're interested in, and then if there's space left in the fund, if it hasn't reached its cap, then you can, you can buy in $50, $100, $500,000, even if there's space. But once you're in, you can actually exit, and I'll tell you how. It's very innovative. In a normal fund, legacy fund, it's generally not possible to do that. You have to wait for the maturity of the fund, whether it's 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever it is, before you can actually become liquid again. With Commonwealth, and I want to answer your question that you had earlier about, is it a DApp, is it a web app or whatever? It's going to be a mobile app and a web app, which will run on the protocol, but it will look and feel like a very Web2 style app. If you've ever used like eToro or Robinhood or something like that, those are our benchmarks when it comes to ease of use, look and feel. So that's kind of what we're going for. But back to the question of liquidity, when you have the app, let's say, open on your phone, and you have invested, let's say, $1,000 into this Web3 gaming fund that John was talking about, you will see it there. Like, it'll be very clear. It'll be like a digital representation in the app that you're in this Web3 gaming fund for $1,000. It will even show the fluctuation in value. So if that fund has gone up or down, it'll show you what it's worth now. That $1,000 is maybe worth double or half or whatever it is. Now, in a normal fund, like I said, it's not possible for you to just say, hey, I want to jump out of this thing. But with Commonwealth, that digital representation is actually an NFT. So you're able to take that NFT and go to the secondary market and trade it. Like, you can get out, you can sell it to somebody else who's a willing buyer. You can also fractionalize it into like 2, 3, 4 pieces. So if your fund is doing really, really well, and you want to get out a little bit, but you don't want to exit totally, you can fractionalize it like 1/3, 2/3, or a half, sell those on the open market, and then stay in with the remainder. So ease of use, but also that particular innovation is something like very, very novel, and very necessary for anybody who's got experience in VC investment or traditional legacy fund type investments. So yeah, we're very proud of that.
Yes, sweet. That does sound innovative. Haven't seen that done before. With what I was trying to ask, if you can like opt in and out of, say for example, like you said before, the Web3 gaming fund. So there is 8 projects in there. Does it open at the start and then like all 8 of them are listed, and then that's like what you're inputting into, or is there just a pool and then you guys might add like a few into them? And then the question I was trying to get to, sorry, I know I ask a lot of questions in one line. The question I was trying to ask is, with those, say they did add like 8 to that one stack, are you able to opt in and out of each 8, or is it just you're in all of them or you're out of all of them type of thing?
Yeah, you're in all of them or you're out of all of them. It's like a portfolio essentially. You're in the portfolio or you're not in the portfolio. And the way it's going to work is, obviously there needs to be liquidity in the in the fund itself. Otherwise, you've got nothing to invest, right? So there will be like a themed fund, let's say Web3 gaming fund, if that's hot right now. Let's take meme coin fund because that's hot, right? Imagine you're on the app and you see meme coin fund and it's just opened. You can commit like whatever it is. You say, yeah, okay, I'm interested in that. I'm going to go in for $50, and maybe like 100,000 people go in for $50. That's, okay, maybe that's too big a cap, but then let's say that's a $5 million fund. Easy peasy, right? Because then you can take the decisions and deploy that capital, because it's sold out really quickly. It's hit the cap really quickly, and then the fund can, or the people in the fund can decide on whether or not to go into project A, project B, project C, project D, depending on the merits of those different investment opportunities. So, but what's really probably going to happen in reality is that some people commit to the portfolio because they like it, and then the portfolio reaches a certain level that will be able to deploy into one investment. So let's say in that investment you have Sidus Heroes. Sidus Heroes is a very famous like Web3 game. And that, because that investment is in the portfolio, people will, when they click on that, they're interested in the Web3 gaming fund, they'll see that investment already there, and then that will probably draw more people in to want to be in that fund, right? So then more people are starting to commit capital to that fund, and then it can commit to more investments, and then slowly but surely the fund will reach its cap, and it will also have deployed all of its capital into investment opportunities. That's kind of how it's going to work. It'll work in parallel somewhat, but yeah, once you're in to that portfolio, that portfolio is locked to the investments that it makes, let's say.
Yeah, cool. I got you. Yeah, sweet. Is this kind of like what you guys do at Metaverse Capital? Like, I mean, with the different type of portfolios that you guys invest in as well, or is this like Metaverse Capital is more like you're going into one thing?
Yeah, we get around like 20 to 25 pitch decks a week on our desk, and especially in this market, you know, we look at them, we take a deep dive into them. If we really like the sign of a project and it ticks most of the boxes, we'll have a call with the project. You know, we'll get to know the team. It's very important that they've got a sound team. And then if we, you know, if their team's good enough, then we'll kind of start taking an even deeper dive into, you know, the tech and what's behind it. You know, what's the game going to look like? And then, you know, eventually we'll make a call to invest into the project. Our average ticket size into a project is around $200,000. And yeah, so we're not investing into funds, and we are not a fund either. We just invest in individual projects and take each one, you know, on its own merit.
Yeah, cool. All right, I think I'm good for my questions for now. Thanks for your answers, guys. I'll get some more though, for sure.
No, that's cool. I think we've got some other people in the audience as well who probably want to come up and ask some questions. And we didn't get much of a chance yesterday on the AMA because we had Miles and yeah, a couple of other people who are doing a lot of speaking. So, is there anybody here who want to come up and ask a few questions and join the panel?
Just while people are requesting and you're accepting, I was just going to ask before. I just remembered. With your like percentage of your investments, what percentage of them would you say are like NFT project, crypto projects versus like stocks and like things like that? And obviously you can like opt in and out of different ones because there's like different portfolios. But yeah, what would you say like the percentages on that?
So if we're talking about Commonwealth, which I think you are, then it's all at the moment aimed at Web3 and token investments. But the technology that's being developed is so flexible that in the future we can build iterations on the protocol according to what people want, right? You can see a lot of different types of things, traditional equity style investments. You could even have like trading funds. You know, there's a lot of stuff on there, or a lot of stuff that's, you know, can be easily spun up on the protocol by the dev teams and the tech teams. So it's kind of limitless. But for now, we want to focus on, you know, what people understand, which is Web3 projects that launch in, you know, kind of you know, in the environment where we're used to. And you know, we keep using like Aptos and things like Arbitrum and things like that as examples that people are, you know, can easily understand. But yeah, I mean, down the line, it can be a lot of different things. But for right now, it's going to be, you know, early stage Web3 investments.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thanks for the questions. Great questions. We've got Dark Ape here. Welcome, sir. Unmute yourself and let it rip. He's struggling to find the off mute button.
You scared him a little bit, I
think. Fusion's here. Let Fusion go, and then maybe Dark Ape will come in a second.
Oh, thank you. Just about the discussion you just had, I'm just curious to why you're having these funds with 8 projects instead of individual projects offered.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think, I don't know if you were here. Yes, you were here yesterday, Fusion. You answered that question, or you asked that question. I mean, it's about, you having a portfolio rather than, kind of a one shot. Generally speaking, the theory is that if you have a portfolio, you have a higher percentage chance of, one of those being successful out of the bunch rather than, putting all your eggs in one basket, which is, rather more like the model of a launch pad or something like that, right? Where you're really focused in on one project, one product, one company, and it's all about that company. This is a different type of, kind of model, let's say. So yeah, I guess it's more about sort of, from a risk management perspective. But like I said, the technology is very flexible, and there's lots of different things that can be done with that. But that's generally the idea behind it.
Yeah.
The other reason for that is, if there's a project that gets brought to us by a council member and it's at a very early stage, like a seed round, and we are back in a bull market, very often a seed round, there will only be maybe $500,000 in the entire round. So a council member might say, "Hey guys, I've got this really interesting project, something like Star Atlas, but there's only $100,000 available. There's like 25 different VCs fighting for it. I'm sure that they are going to love what you guys are doing. So have a call with them." And then they give us $100,000 ticket. Like if we kind of opening a fund and we've got a big community at Commonwealth, I don't think opening a fund for $100,000 is really going to be viable. If we've got, I don't know, let's call it 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 people in our community, it's not even going to let people put in, kind of like $100 or $200 each. So that's why, if you've got, like, I just used 8 projects as an example, and then you've kind of got like a $2 million fund. It's giving people the opportunity to be able to put in $1,000 or $2,000, and that's kind of where we're differentiating ourselves from a launch pad. Whereas a launch pad, you have to go and do all these different tasks, and you have to stake tokens, and you have to do an X, Y, and Z, and then you have to go into a competition. And if you're lucky, you can get a $50 ticket. It's not really fair, and there's not really much point. I've got some mates that have made some really good money on launch pads where they've put in $50 and they did sort of like a 20 or 30x. They made like 1 or 2K, which is great. But very often with Launchpad, you can put in $50 and the project does like a 2x, and you have to do like a lot of stuff in order to be able to get that $50 ticket. It's not a huge reward at the end of the tunnel. So it's just more viable to have 8 projects in a fund than having one.
Yeah. And thanks for clarifying. It makes much more sense now that you said those things. So thank you.
Also,
Yeah, cool.
You're welcome.
I guess it's just like ease of access, right? Like you don't need to be looking at them every day. You don't need to see when they're updating. You don't need to do whatever. You just sit your money there. If you have faith in the project, you have faith in it anyway. From whether you own it or not. So, I mean, yeah, I guess it's just easier. I'd say.
Yeah, the other very cool thing that we're doing is we're going to set up special vesting terms with these projects, and we're going to have the same vesting terms with every project that we ever invest into. So like, from our experience, we found that projects can get quite annoyed when VCs sell tokens, but our tokens are automatically going to be sold by the protocol. So there's going to be like no human intervention involved. So we're going to ask for, special vesting terms where we're going to sell X amount of tokens every single day over like a 5-year period, which is also very, good for investors because they're going to get all of the upside in a bull run, but it's going to kind of average itself out, in bad markets and good markets. So, where some VCs do make mistakes, in a bull run, they kind of think, oh, well, I'm not going to sell this because even though it's up 50x, I think it's still going to be the next Apple or whatever, and it's going to do like a 500x, and then they look 5 months later, and we kind of in a bear market, and the project that was up 50x is kind of only up 2 or 3x. So this takes a lot of the emotion out of it for for retail investors. They don't have to do much thinking. The tokens get automatically sold for them, which is a big help.
%. And we all know that the worst days of your life are when you look at your portfolio and it's down like 50%. So you don't want any retail.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah, just while we're waiting for that dark monkey or whatever he was called to come back, I wanted to ask you a question, NFT guy. So I don't know, you said that you don't really, invest too much into NFTs at the moment anymore, which is great, but I just want to kind of get a little bit into your brain and try and understand, like, what do you look for in an NFT project? Like, if you came across Commonwealth.
I mean, yeah. When I say
Twitter.
when I say I don't really buy NFTs, it's more like I don't buy NFTs like I was back in like the bull market where I was buying like 10 a day just for no reason.
Yeah,
I definitely still do buy like
kind of like
NFTs that
kind of
come
like me.
out. And like the main things I always look for is the team, man. Like, it's always about the team, whether they have been like I'm having conversation with you right now, whether they're like open to having conversations, whether they're actually bringing something that's innovative to the space, whether they're actually like trying to make a difference, and you can show that they're building. Then that's the things I invest in. I miss Pepe because I would never put money into like something that I wouldn't see like that going up. I wish I should have, like everyone does, but I mean, yeah, I definitely look for more like authenticity and like things that could actually, I don't know, change the world type of thing. So that's what I see NFTs as, really, rather than just like profile pictures or whatever. Obviously, I have a Mutinate because that's my brand, but yeah.
Cool. And you've got a little bit of understanding about this project now. Like, what are your thoughts about, I don't mean to put you on the spot and, give me a completely transparent answer. Like, what are your thoughts on investing into like a SAFT style NFT, which this is, you're not buying a profile
I
picture, you're not buying.
definitely say that it need to have track record behind it. Like, you need to have, okay, we've done X amount of investments before on X amount of funds or X amount of IPOs or ICOs or whatever it is for projects, and then we've done this amount of X's, or even like with your mint funds that you guys are going to have a safety net for people that get wrecked on things that don't go right, or just little things like that to help out the first people in your community. I think that's what would, I guess, kind of help. But yeah, it's all, I guess, about track record, and you can't get a track record without funds. So it's hard to. That's why all these investment like NFTs are hard to, I guess, prove. And obviously there is some that blow up. I won't name any names because we don't want to give anyone free shout outs. But yeah, there's like, obviously there's some investment things and that investment NFTs that really do work, and some investment NFTs that really don't work. So yeah, it's all to me, I'd guess it would be dependent on whether the track record was good and what proof that they could have that if I was to put X amount of money in, when I can get it out and how long those vesting periods are and things like that. As long as they're all clear, then yeah, I wouldn't see an issue with it at all.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch base on that because the track record is really important. The difficulty with Commonwealth having a track record is that Commonwealth just got born, now, and it's only launching. So in order to be able to show a track record of what's happened on the Commonwealth platform, we would have needed to have launched the app, of course.
Yeah,
so
100%.
it's a chicken and egg
That's kind of
catch-22.
like, yeah, the catch-22 of investment NFTs, like I was saying. But yeah, I mean, obviously you guys have the Metaverse Capital. If you could have some, I don't know how open you guys are about sharing, like, hey, I've done this many X's on before, this is how much money I've earned type of thing, or whatever. But yeah, obviously you guys have been around the block. You have the people that are going to be getting you these deals, and their previous deals. So you could, I guess, do some sort of explanation as to how you're getting the calls and why they're good investments, I guess. But I mean, yeah, you're 100% right with that, and that's the biggest catch-22 about investment NFTs, really.
The only thing I would say, yeah, go ahead, John.
If you look on the website, you can go and see like the projects that ourselves and Master Ventures have invested in, and you don't have to be like a rocket scientist to work out that those must have been good investments. There's Coinbase and Kraken and some really good ones on there. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, but just as a little bit of an argument, if I look at some of the NFTs that do sell, you know, in the current market, where you kind of people are paying like, you know, $300 or $500 for, you know, some picture of a donkey, with some like crappy website that someone made up in like 5 minutes, and they're doing like 8,000 NFTs, and they're selling out in like, you know, sort of like 5 or 10 minutes, just because it's been shilled by like this whole army of people that are all getting paid to go shill this project that actually isn't ever going to do anything. It's just like a whole lot of promises that might happen one day. So like if you look at this NFT, it's $99, and you can go and look at the team that's involved, and everyone is fully doxed, and you can go look at their LinkedIn profiles, and you can go and see like what they've done in the space before. And you can look at, you know, everything that's happening around the project. You can go look at the quality of the website, and you can go look at the light paper, and you can just see like a lot of time and effort's gone into it. I just think if you compare like a $99 NFT, what you're getting with Commonwealth, and you compare it to what other NFTs are currently selling for $99, there isn't really too much of a comparison. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I just think that there's just so many people that buy NFTs every single day, and they've got absolutely nothing behind them other than maybe like, you know, a cool picture or whatever it is. So yeah, I just wanted to
you're
add that in.
100% right. I mean, that's just kind of how NFTs have become, sadly. After like everyone saw what Bored Ape did, and everyone wanted to get in the next Bored Ape early, and that's what started the whole profile picture run of NFTs, really. And yeah, people are still kind of like stuck in that realm of hoping, oh, if I buy this, maybe it can 10x overnight, and I'll wake up and I'll be this much richer. Whereas, like, obviously, with these finance NFTs, people don't really think long term like they should. Yeah, if you get in like one of these NFTs which does have a good team, good backing, they're providing good things. You definitely can make a lot more money than you can just buying shit donkey NFTs, like you said.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, our first sale that we did, back in November, that was done like purely on blind faith from Kyle's, you know, YouTube community. He kind of posted out a video saying like, you know, we're building something really cool, come get involved. And we had no website, no light paper, like absolutely nothing. And those ones sold out for $500, and those kind of have done like a 3x. You know, they're selling at like $1,600 in the secondary market. So, you know, at least now the people that are buying for $99 for the second collection, you know, they're not buying on blind faith. They're just going to do their own research. Like all of the information's there. We've got, you know, like websites, manifestos, light paper. Like there's everything there to be seen. So everything's fully transparent, and we've obviously got the Telegram as well, where, you know, we're available 24/7 to answer questions, and, you know, you can DM our official Twitter, and, you know, we've got guys that'll reply to you as well. So yeah, we're trying to be as transparent as possible, and we're trying to help everyone, and we want everyone to do well, and we're trying to build a community. You know, we've got like a very sort of up to speed bot detector in our Twitter and in our Telegram. Like we don't want any bots. We don't want to build this fake community. So when people come look at our Telegram, and we've got like 75,000 people in there, we don't want people to FOMO in. We want people to actually do their own research and want to be a part of this, and tell their friends and family that they're part of something really cool. So yeah, that's what we're trying to build. We're trying to build something that's going to be around in 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely sounds like you guys are on the right track, and you've got something here. So, no, it sounds good. Thanks for answering all my questions, by the way. I know some of them were pretty difficult to answer for both of you, but yeah, they're good to have a chat and talk deeply about the project.
No, these are easy questions, man. Bring some harder ones, please.
I don't know. I wouldn't like to I don't know. I've talked to some
No, but
NFT
in serious.
on Facebook, and when
Yeah,
you actually
yeah.
grill them, they do not like it.
No, like the thing is, we've been in stealth for 14 months up until about 7 weeks ago. Like nobody knew about the project, like John said. So it was very difficult to get that sort of product market fit or that validation because we were, nobody knew what we were doing. But since then we've been talking to, I'd say 50 to 100 VCs or sort of angel investors, and of course our Telegram community. And we've done, I don't know, close on 20 AMAs now. And it's great because that's whenever you test yourself, your own logic, your own assumptions, and you really understand whether or not there is actually these valid problems that exist and these pain points for people. Do they experience it the same way? Is what we're building going to solve that? And it's not just about getting things 100% right the first time either. You need to iterate and develop. And I mean, that's a huge part of building a startup, is being open to feedback and improving that. So genuinely, we really want to hear the questions, the hard questions, because we're not here to do something superficially. We're here to build something strong, robust, and sustainably. So with that, being open to feedback, I think you're just shooting yourself in the foot. So I mean, I'm super happy to get feedback and questions as well from the audience. So if anybody here has any questions and they're sitting there a little bit afraid to ask them, please come up on stage.
All right, let's do a hard question then. Do you guys post about your losses? Like, obviously, you guys invested early in Ripple, early investors in like all those other things on your website. But yeah, like obviously they're not all hits. Like, do you guys ever post about how much money you guys could have, or not like I guess could have had, or like how much you've put in and lost from that drop, or overall yearly? I guess the Commonwealth hasn't been out yet, so it's different. But like, yeah. Will you in future say, "Oh, we had all these seed rounds and these ones didn't succeed," or will you just say, "Like these are our"?
Well, I mean, everything's going to be on chain. There's going to be nowhere to hide. So like everything, you'll have all the dashboards, you'll have all the historic information. So absolutely everything will be kind of visible, transparent, and easy to access. So absolutely, I think that's one of the strengths of this model compared to legacy, venture capital, is that you go and I've done this. I've tried to go and find out what is the track record for Alameda Research, or what is the track record for A16Z. It's very, very difficult to find that out. But with us, with Commonwealth, everything's going to be fully visible through the app, or through the website, or through on-chain data. So there's not going to be anywhere to hide. Unfortunately, no, not unfortunately. It's the reason why we're in crypto and in blockchain. So it's absolutely right. So absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I guess you answered that pretty well. Not gonna lie.
But if you ask us if you ask John as Metaverse Capital, then it's gonna be slightly different. But I think you'll probably get a good answer from John.
Connection with like Metaverse Capital and Commonwealth? A lot of the deals that I guess you guys are getting with Metaverse Capital going to be the same ones that are offered on Commonwealth, and obviously you said you have like other people that are in the space for like Silicon Valley or things like that. But yeah, are they primarily coming from Metaverse Capital?
Well,
No,
the first fund will only be deployed, I would guess, sometime around a month after TGE. TGE is planned for the next, I don't know, 3 months time. So I would take a conservative guess that our first fund will go live in around 4 months time. So it's very hard to say, but in the beginning, Metaverse Capital and Master Ventures, if we really like a project, then we will present it to the council, and the council will help do due diligence on these projects along with community members. And then if it passes that, I might bring a project that I really like as the CEO of Metaverse Capital. I might bring the project to Commonwealth, and Commonwealth might have a look at it and say, thanks very much, but you did your due diligence in one way. We found a whole lot of holes in the project, so we're not going to invest in the project. Just because I bring the project, it doesn't mean that Commonwealth is going to invest in it. But I'll definitely present projects to the council and see if they like them.
Yes. Oh shit, my bad. I accidentally muted midway. And with like that council that's being built for Commonwealth, are they the people that are just like displayed on the website as the team? Are they the council, or do you guys have like another council in the back?
No, the council has got nothing to do with the team. The council is going to be invited to come onto Commonwealth. They're gonna be completely independent, and they will be invited to come on, and they will be from all different walks of life. So no, they've got nothing to do with the team, and no council member has been announced as of yet.
Cool. Sweet. No worries.
Nice one. Anybody there wants to put up their hand and come up for a question? You're super welcome. Otherwise, we might end the spaces a little bit early. Anybody here who hasn't minted a Genesis 2 NFT, I think, it's not financial advice, and, this is actually much more an initiative to grow the Commonwealth community than anything else. It's an opportunity to get a few thousand more people who are, essentially becoming founders of Commonwealth. Again, talking about the utility of this NFT is super different to any other NFT, just because it essentially gives you that profile as a founder of this project. You are in early. You sort of know Commonwealth before the average person. If you're a Series 1 holder, like John said, you knew about Commonwealth before there was even a website. If you're a Series 2 holder, in like 5 years, people are going to look back and go like, oh, wow, you got super early on, or you knew about Commonwealth super early. You're essentially like one of the original founders, because you will be the first people to have access to the governance token. You will actually get the governance token in your wallet. You will get profit share from the protocol for life. So if Commonwealth does become a behemoth in venture capital, it's going to be turning over a lot of revenue. Then that of course accrues to the person who has bought the NFT, who is holding the NFT. So it's again, it's definitely not just a normal let's say regular profile pic JPEG NFT. It's way more than that. Yeah, so welcome to All Street if you already have an NFT. And if you haven't got an NFT, then looking forward to seeing you on All Street at some stage. Anybody coming up here wanting to speak? It doesn't look like it. So I think unless there's any more thoughts from NFT Guy or from Jonathan, I think we might look to wrap things up.
I don't have any more questions. Thank you again for answering all the questions I had.
You're welcome. We're getting used to having Australian guests. I mean, I'm going to assume you're Australian and not New Zealand. But yesterday we had Miles on. We had Miles on the show. Don't know if you know Miles. He's an advocate and an advisor on Commonwealth. Oh, you put the thumb down. That means you don't know him, or you don't like him?
I don't know him. I just didn't want to cut you off. I don't know him.
Okay, cool. Okay, you sound a lot like him though. It's a similar voice. But cool, man. Lovely having you on the show. Thanks for all the great questions, and yeah, look forward to having you on next time. Thanks, Jonathan, as always, and thanks everyone for joining. So we'll see you tomorrow on the Commonwealth AMA, and thanks everyone.
Deuces, thank you for the chat.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Have a great day, everyone. Take it easy.